at it again, and you know things are getting really interesting when other countries are even starting to talk about it. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you are new. And big shout out to everyone that always stops by and shows so much love and support. Everyone that always comments on every single video. As you guys know, I typically do read through the comment section, as I'm sure you guys have seen. I typically just like the comment, right, as I'm just kind of skimming through, because there's so many. If I stopped and replied to everyone on every single comment, it would take me literally forever. But I do read through the comment section. I greatly appreciate all of your insights and input, that I ask for in the comment section. I mean, it's amazing the amount of love and support you guys show, man. Thank you. Shout out to everyone that likes the videos. I mean, I see those comments. Hey, I always stop by and hit the like button. Hey, I appreciate every single last one of y'all, man. And everybody that shares the videos, I mean, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone that contributes in any way, shape, or form, thank you. I really do appreciate you guys. All right? But with all that being said, let's dive in.
If you're a regular viewer of the U.S. Report, you know that one of the big meaning-of-life questions we try to answer every week is, just who the hell is running the show at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? Well, now we seem to be...
For those of you that don't know, this is Australian news. This is a news channel in Australia, the land down under.
A little bit closer to an answer, because first things first, it is definitely not this guy. Now, what you just saw was another bit of Biden weirdness as the president abruptly walked out of a Medal of Honor ceremony this week before the final benediction was offered. Guess he didn't have any of those handy-dandy presidential note cards around. You know, the ones that say, "You sit here, you stand there. You, Mr. President, don't leave until the ceremony is over, or you don't get any ice cream." Anyway, naturally...
That is sad, man. I get having a speech on the thing. I'm sure a lot of folks do it and have done it, especially Democrats, right? Whenever you hear a speech from Democrats, you always see them looking down, reading off of some piece of paper that somebody else prepared for them. I mean, it's insane. And also, I think that's one of the things that people liked about Uncle Trump as well. You know, I'm sure he did have a speechwriter, but it felt as if he wasn't always reading, a prepared speech. It felt as if he was just speaking from the heart, a lot of the time. And I think people respect that and love that. It felt genuine whenever he was saying things, right? So, man, you got the president of the U.S. that has a note card that's literally telling him, "You sit here, you speak for 2 minutes, you..." That is sad, man. That is sad, which is why we need term limits. And I think we should have a cognitive test. It has nothing to do with age, because people like to throw in the age factor. I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to, hey, because you're 90, you're not allowed to, run for office. No, I believe, hey, if you're 100, you can run for office as long as you can perform the job, as long as you can do your job. If you're 100 years old and, hey, you can go from here to there to over there and do this and do that interview and do that interview and sit in the, Congress and, handle your business there or whatever else, like, by all means. I don't care if you're 200, right? As long as you can do the job. That's all that matters to me. If you can do the job. And I think it's clear, Joe can't do the job. I think that's very clear. And a few other folks can't either.
Karine Jean-Pierre was there to play cleanup.
Oh, yeah.
He left as planned, as it was planned. He left when there was a pause in the program in order to minimize his close contact with attendees who are about to participate in a reception.
Minimize contact, you say. Well, it's another day, another dollar for the hardest working woman in show business. It wasn't the dementia, what did it? It was COVID. Yeah, that's the story, honestly. So, that's the question then. If Joe Biden isn't running things, well, who is? And whispers have been growing that the guy really pulling the strings is this man, Barack Obama. Now, observers have noted that for some time the former president has been acting behind the scenes like, well, a bit of a string puller. After the Obama's time in the White House was over, and because being a lifetime public servant pays so well, the Obamas bought this mansion in Washington, D.C., price tag $8.1 million US dollars.
Sheesh! 8.1 mil. Must be nice. You know what? Maybe I need to become a politician because apparently these politicians know something that we all don't because they all get money. I'm kind of joking. Like, we all know what it is that they do. So I'm kind of joking here. Before y'all run to the comment sections like, Rich, hey, they do this hard trading. Like, I'm joking a little bit, right? But part of me is actually kind of serious. Like, my goodness. I mean, these folks are apparently becoming millionaires off of, 100 and 200,000. What is the salary? It's like between like 100 and 200,000, right? Dollar salary, just becoming millionaires. I mean, this stuff is incredible. I need to learn what they're doing. I need to get some financial advice because I'm doing stuff wrong. This is some BS, man. It's some BS. Sheesh.
Hell of a pension there. This, of course, broke with a long-standing tradition that U.S. presidents, when they're done, go home. Like Reagan to California or Harry S. Truman to Missouri. But Obama, not so much. Because, again, when Trump came to power in 2016, Obama was in no mood to leave town. Remember, the effort to stop Trump through the bogus Russiagate hoax came straight out of the Obama White House and the Clinton campaign, which decided to paint the Republican as an agent of Moscow to nobble his chances of becoming president. Now, Hillary's campaign may have paid for the Steele dossier, but it was Barack Obama's CIA director, John Brennan, who in November and December of 2016 helped elevate Russiagate from a failed Clinton campaign ploy to a priority of the American national security apparatus. And he did this, you'll remember, with a hand-picked team of CIA analysts under his direct control who validated his thesis. As biographer David Garrow said, quote, "If Brennan was the instrument, the person who signed the executive order that turned Brennan's thesis into a time bomb under Trump's desk was Barack Obama," unquote. And obviously, he wanted to be around to see it go off. Now, the effort to get rid of Trump ultimately wouldn't succeed until 2020, but of course, having an addled president like Joe Biden, who literally used COVID as an excuse to campaign from his basement, gave Obama all the more reason to hang around D.C. For one thing, he was able to put his people into the executive branch because, as they say in Washington, personnel is policy. That's another way of saying that who you appoint determines how you govern. And as a result, the Biden administration is still, quite consciously and by design, loaded with Obama appointees. Many people have called it a third Obama term. More than 60% of Biden's original official cabinet were Obama appointees. Former Obama-era Secretary of State John Kerry now uses his wife's private jet to fly around the globe to tell us all to eat less meat. Biden Secretary of State Anthony.
For those of you that don't know, John Kerry got called out for, pushing all this environmental awareness stuff while flying on a private jet, while owning a private jet. And somebody called him out like, hold on, wait, don't you own a private jet? Like, don't those pollute like crazy? And so he said, no, my wife owns the private jet, or owned the private jet. I forgot if he said owned or owns the private jet, which I found like laughable. So wait, your wife? You mean the both of you Because if it's your wife, you're married. If you're married, then you're together. If you're together, then your purchases are together. So for you to try to separate yourself, that is laughable. No, I don't have a jet. My wife. What? Huh? That was laughable. Forget about the, awareness stuff. Like that is just loud. Like, you try to separate. No, I don't own anything. My wife does. So you own it then, because y'all are together. Like, what? It just made no sense with that statement. It was crazy.
Steve Blinken got a promotion from deputy in the Obama era. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan came out of Biden's office when Biden was Obama's VP. Acting Deputy Secretary of State Victoria Nuland, too, is an Obama-era retread, who was, of course, responsible for so many of the foreign policy failings in Eastern Europe that set the stage for Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine. And on and on and on it goes. But it's not just foreign policy. The division, the chaos by design, these are all hallmarks of Obama-era liberalism, and they're being replayed today. And indeed, the whispers around the idea that Barack Obama is basically running the show grew even louder when this happened last year. Barack Obama showed up at the White House. Everyone fawned over him. And the president, the actual de jure president, if not the de facto one, well, he looked lost. Again, it's circumstantial evidence, but it points to where the real center of power is. Because, never forget, Barack Obama has always been quite open about the idea that he could run the show, have a de facto third term, if only they could find the right guy to be the front man.
People would ask me, knowing what you know now, do you wish like you had a third term? And I used to say, you know what, if I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats, looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. Wow. I'd be fine.
Interesting stuff, huh? Interesting stuff. And it's crazy when another country is speaking about this stuff, because there's been a lot of speculation. I'm not saying that it's true, right? Because we don't have any hard evidence that it is. But we can all speculate, right? We can all assume that in that one image there, let me pull that back up, that he put on the screen there with, where was it? Crap. Hang on, guys. This image right here. Wow. Like, you almost had a loss for words. I mean, this is the real president, right? And then you have Obama and everyone paying attention. And the real president looking confused and lost. And that is a very, very interesting image right there. I mean, I don't care who you are, left, right, center. That's a very interesting image, to say the least, right? But like I said, I mean, who knows, really? And I doubt we would ever know the actual truth about it all. But there are conspiracy theories that it is, in fact, Mr. Obama. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section. Do you think they would actually try to pull that one off? Let me know. I mean, because you could say yes, of course, but then there's also possible ramifications, getting caught, right, from the whole situation, Trump getting back in office and exposing the whole thing. Or you could say, well, maybe that's why they don't want Trump to get back in office, because they know he's going to expose the whole thing, which, oh my goodness. Talk about Democrats never winning a race ever again for the next, I don't know, 250 years. My goodness. Trump gets back in office and exposes all of the corruption. And then you start seeing Democrat officials getting arrested and convicted and put in jail for lengthy sentences. Oh boy. My goodness, the media won't be able to lie their way out of that one, huh? But yeah, y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions on this. I just thought this was interesting coming from another country speaking about this situation. Like, that's just wild, right? One, that the rest of the world pays attention to what's going on here in the U.S., but then also that the rest of the world kind of sees what we see. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.